And again, if you see me looking at my phone, I'm not texting. I'm just reviewing.
This is your show.
I just feel like that's disrespectful.
This is your show.
If I look at my phone, it's to review the questions that I have for Sola.
That's my name, Sola.
Yo, big shout out to these guys. Lift Heavy Apparel. So their Instagram is lift.fucking-heavy. I just wanted to shout them out because this podcast and everything that I do is always pertaining to growth. So let's go get anabolic. And this is the show where Bean dips into the minds of those aspiring to be great. The Bean Dip. Who do I have with me today?
Your favorite beaner. No, I'm joking. It's Sola.
The Beaner is crazy. So assuming, I don't assume race. So since you said Beaner, I'm assuming you are.
I'm Latina, baby, but I'm from New York. So let's get it. American Latinos right here.
That's great. It's nice to meet you. I am very appreciative of you allowing me to come into your home. This is your sanctuary, you know, like I like to do like the mobile podcast. It's a lot easier to, and a lot more, like a change of scenery is always great.
Yeah, I love that you came in and changed my scenery.
Yeah,
this makes me happy.
Yeah, this is cool. We made a whole studio here in your kitchen. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So tell me, why are you on my show today?
Why am I on your show? Because I never say no to an opportunity, and you came to me with an opportunity, so I took it.
Being that you did take the opportunity, I am super appreciative of that as well. Let's go ahead and talk about what you are currently doing in your life. What is the path you are on?
Okay. Well, currently I'm in the process of trying to blow up. I want to have a bigger voice than I already have. I feel as though I have pretty good things to say. I'm a good leader, good role model, and yeah, I think it would be good for me to have a bigger platform.
So what kind of platform do you have currently? You did, before we started this, I had talked to a mutual friend of ours named Shaby. He had told me that you make music, so that's the first platform that comes to mind when you say platform. So what else other than music do you do?
I'm an actress and also a spoken word poet. Music is great because it gets a message out that people are more willing to listen to versus you kind of just giving a dissertation, ranting, et cetera, et cetera. So instead of trying to get people to listen to me that way, I just put what I have to say in a song and I make it all nice, and then the message gets through.
How long have you been making music for?
Well, I was trained I was trained in my schooling for musical theater. It was about like 7 years. It was middle and high school. So there is that. I started putting music out in 2022. Yeah, kind of after the pandemic. I graduated in 2020 with my acting degree, but that was the worst time to graduate. I didn't get a graduation. COVID came, did all of that. So
that is pretty similar to my journey as well, because I actually went to film school and I did graduate in 2020, 21. Yeah, I did go to film school.
What the fuck? That's so cool.
So yeah, throughout like the 2019, 2020, having the classes like being present, it was just, it's so much better because when you're in a dynamic like that, you need to be hands-on. When it switched to online, I had like dropped out or whatever because I was like, oh, I'll wait for it to become,
to stop.
Yeah, to be in session, like to be in class again. And it was never. So I had to like finish it online. And it was kind of like you said, not having the graduation, because that's like the whole thing. That's why you go to school, because it's like, that's like the, you know, it's like a big achievement.
Not only that, I was in an acting program that at the very end of the 4-year program, those selected and the professors would go to New York after graduation and have a showcase for agents and managers. But because there was a travel ban, that got canceled too.
Oh yeah, the travel. I forgot about the travel ban. I was still traveling, so it didn't really like affect me too much. But I forgot that like a lot of people, it impeded their journey on like what they were trying to like do because the mandates and all that other, that other stuff.
Yeah. So not only did I not receive my graduation, I also didn't receive the promise of being put in front of people. All I really needed was a shot. I'm the type to always get the gig. I just needed the people in front of me. So that slowed me down a bit, which is why I started doing other things. I started streaming on Twitch in 2020. I also had joined a band. That's kind of like where the music started getting a little more serious. But prior to that, 2019, 2018, I was hopping on and doing features for my fam. People I'm very close with, the Gnarly Boys, Milan Hightower. They're my peeps, and I would always, if they needed me, they're like, Sammy, because my real name's Samantha. Sammy, we need you to sing this chorus. We need you to lay this down. So yeah, I was practicing and dabbling before I actually started releasing music.
So the music that you have now is just all recent. You said you've only been making music since when?
I started putting music out in 2022.
But you've been making music since when?
I have been featured in music since like around 2018. But I'm also a spoken word poet, so throughout college and afterwards, I was very focused on how do I get my poetry to become my music. And so when I joined the band, I used a lot of my pre-written work and made songs with them.
I'm actually glad that you said pre-written work because that means you actually spend time and articulate your thoughts onto paper.
Absolutely.
Because all songs are poems essentially. Like, well, ballad is
pretty much.
Ballad is the correct term. But when you're actually sitting there writing and articulating your thoughts onto paper, they become real life. And I've noticed that a lot of people like to freestyle nowadays. And it doesn't make any sense to me. What do you think about that?
It really depends. Because I don't have that freestyle in me yet. I have recently gotten into being like, you know what, just feel it out. Punch in. Just punch in, keep punching in. Because normally before that, I would always have everything written out, planned. I would go to the studio prepared, ready. I would never like just pop up because to me, it feels like a waste of time trying to figure it out while you're there.
Right, because it just seems like you're being counterproductive. I feel like if you actually put thought into it, because I like whenever I shoot something, I always put thought. Well, I went to film school, so I was taught how to make a script, do framing, do the blocking, work with actors. So it's like a lot easier for me to put things down on paper. I do get writer's block sometimes, but that's everybody.
Yes.
But most of the greatest rappers, there's only like a handful that don't write.
Reminds me of Juice WRLD a little bit. Juice WRLD would just get on and just start going crazy for like half an hour. And I'm just like, how does this man do it? That's why he was something else. But that's the only person I can really think of when I'm like, oh.
And Lil Wayne.
That guy.
But that's only 2 out of how many rappers? So it's like, to me, I'm not knocking anybody, but at the same time, it's like, wouldn't you think you would progress more if you were to sit down and actually think and be more analytical?
My song Science featuring the Gnarly Boys, the feature on there was a freestyle, and it is my favorite thing in the world.
That's amazing because I actually really like that song.
Yeah, that was freestyled.
That was one of my, I was listening to the Solo EP.
The Sola Show EP.
The Sola Show EP. Thank you for correcting me.
You're good.
I was listening to it day and night, doing my research. I actually really did I liked all of them, but there was 3 songs that stood out, and in no particular order. Okay. I liked Mars, I liked Science, and Protection. So those were my 3 that stood out. Obviously, I like Moody and what's the other one called? Selfish.
Tomboy and Selfish.
Yeah. See, so it really stood out to me with those three: Mars, Science, and Protection.
I love. Science wasn't even a part of the beat pack that was the Sola Show EP. I just remember coming to the studio and ready to record some other stuff, but he was already kind of like on some other stuff, and he put down like a track, and I was just like, whoa, we're like rocking out to this.
Yeah, it actually, like the alternative like rock mixture that it switches to, because a lot of it is like kind of like soul when with the previous tracks to it, because I think that's the third song on your EP.
Right, because
then it like goes up and then it like comes back down to like more chill.
I have varied,
because it starts with Moody
styles.
and then it's Mars and then Science and then it's Protection and then Selfish and then Tomboy, right? Yeah, so I studied you all night for like that first night when we were supposed to like meet for this,
right?
And no,
when I canceled because I had to, it was an accident.
The music that I was listening to, it's super mellifluous. You know?
Oh.
Like, you know what that means?
Like a longer term for Malfic?
It's like soothing and like relaxing. Yeah. That's like the proper, like, and it's like, it has to do with sound. And I was just like, the vocals, like the cadence, the way you change your pitch and like you go up and down, like you could tell that you actually, I could like feel it. When someone makes something and you could like actually feel it instead of listening to it or watch it, that's when you know passion was put into it. A lot of people just put stuff together and it's like they just do it to be like the bare minimum, but we're not bare minimum people. So that was something that I noticed about it. I also like the song Sunrise was cool. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Sunrise. MIA, I don't know.
MIA.
Yeah, yes. I listened to all of them. I listened to every track that you had on Apple Music.
Heck yeah. I love MIA. That's my newest song. I dropped it on my birthday. Produced by Tello Beats. I also recorded with him. He's really magical. I feel like that's my best song up to date.
Unbiased.
Oh please, yes.
I think I like Science really.
Science is really
Protection
good.
is cool. There was also a bar. I forgot what song it was in, but you're like you said, and I really liked it because I'm an avid like health freak. So you were like something about like you need to hold on to the weight, water retention. I was like, oh, that's so sick.
Yes,
yeah,
that's the very end of Protection.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes, and then you said something else like get out of the VIP, something like that.
That's Moody. Yep.
Yep. I was like trying to study like the lyrics. It was a little bit difficult to like memorize them and recite them. Right. Because I wanted to be able to. But it was fresh that night.
I could recite them. For the Protection, at the very end of the Protection song, I kind of have like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a spell. In my opinion, whatever it can be. I'm a little witchy. Protection is my witchy song. And at the very end, it's first you hit yourself with a nice reflection. Do your shadow work, obsidian protection. Casting off all the projections. Bitches too heavy, they too messy, water retention.
Yes, that's what it was. And I heard that and I was like, I like that because you also could have used the word salty because you know salty is like has to do with water retention as well. So I was just like, dang, like the wordplay was, I liked it. When you're going into like make and record a song, how long do you take to write down a song? How long does it take you to write a song?
My best can be like within the hour. My best.
You could write a whole song in an hour, 40 bars. That's how many it is or something like that, right?
I do prefer to go to on the shorter side of songs.
Yeah, I did notice that your songs were maybe like 1.5 to 2.5 minutes max.
Yeah, I think Mars might be my longest song, and Mars is my longest song, and that's because it's more of like my ballad song. Yes, but
yeah, I really like. Yeah, I'm like thinking it in my head, wondering if we'll get to. Yeah, you know.
That one's heavily inspired by Juice WRLD as well. That one for sure. That was also the only song on the Sola Show EP that did not get touched or edited by my sound engineer at the time. Because when I'm in the studio with others, I'm very open to collaborating, making lyrics together and things like that. But when he heard me sing the whole thing through, he's like, "Oh, no, like just sing it. Like nothing needs to. You just do it."
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. And then also what I did want to say before we switch to a different topic, I wanted to say the Science song reminded me a lot of that Kid Laroi song, the Whoa, Whoa. It had like that same.
I love that song.
It had like the same, well, not the same because nothing is the same when you're doing art.
Right.
It had a similar cadence to it. And I was like, I like this song. Yeah, no, it really did. It really stood out to me.
You're right. You're right. Cause I'll be fucked up if we can't be right here. And then I say, don't come hating, boy, was all you. So
it sounds, like the cadence is the same. It's not like the same rhythm or like the same flow. It's the same cadence, like the same like decibel. Let's go back to when you were a child.
Okay, let's do it.
Where were you born?
Long Island, New York.
Long Island, New York. I have a couple friends out there. Shouts out to them.
Shout out, best bagels.
Yeah. So you grew up in Long Island? How long were you there for?
I actually was there until about 5 years old, and then my mom and I moved to North Carolina. I think we moved to a certain part of North Carolina, but it was back in the day, so it was a little hick. People would follow our cars, Confederate flags. So we very quickly, as the Latino family that we were, moved to Charlotte. That was definitely more of the city vibe that we needed.
Right, yeah, because when you're out in the outskirts, when we were on the South, this is the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
You know, it's where Civil War was. So it's like a lot of the Confederates and...
Get them Mexicans out of here and put them, go back to your country.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just like where we live in this side of the country. You know, it's not like that on the West.
Literally. No, it's not. It's not like that. It's not like that anywhere else. I just so happen to be right here.
Right. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So when you went to high school, where'd you go to like elementary, middle school, and high school?
Okay. So for elementary school, I went to Dilworth, which is now called First Ward, which is like the performing magnet school in Charlotte, North Carolina. I did a lottery, got in, and I went there. After that, I went to Northwest School of the Arts for 6 through 12. My major was theater. At first it was theater, but after the 6th grade, I realized I wanted to be a musical theater minor. So I then was trained for musical theater from like the 7th grade to like 12th grade.
About 5 years. So you did musical theater for 5 years? Or more?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
That's a long time. I took one semester of it and I was like, nah.
Like, I'm done.
Well, because I had to for like an elective or whatever.
Right.
So I took it just to like appreciate. It was called theater appreciation.
I love that.
Yeah, it was cool. I wouldn't take it again.
I would never do it again. And the people are crazy.
Yeah, it was more so like for like the plays and like they were always talking about like Broadway and stuff.
Yeah, Broadway. That was the dream at some point.
It was? What happened?
I can't dance. No, I'm joking. No, literally, like that's practically what it was. I realized to be in Broadway, you know, being a triple threat is very important. Even though there are plenty of shows where dancing isn't as heavy, where I went to school, the dance culture, the musical theater culture, just the culture itself was super, super like serious, extremely serious. You know, as children to be put under those pressures, learning about favoritism, learning about our bodies, learning about things early, you know, what the audience wants to see, what we have to be, how we have to be, always a smiling face, always performing. Even if you're dancing off and you are not being seen off stage right, behind the curtains, keep that face on.
Yeah, you're acting.
I've learned that.
You're acting
early.
Like 24/7. So yeah, acting is like very difficult. And then working with people that are actors, it's like to be able to get someone to cry, it's like, that's crazy.
I honestly hate the whole crying thing.
It's so fake.
Not even. It's just like, what the fuck ever. So you know how to trigger yourself, how to cry. Like, good for you. Like, there was a TikTok trend where everybody was fucking triggering themselves to cry. Like, I don't think emotion has to be validated by tears. And that might just be because I can't cry on command, even though I'm a fucking crybaby and I will cry all the time.
Yeah, I can't cry on command either. That's why I'm just like, that's like, I don't understand why they do it.
I don't think
how they can do it, because I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, in college, because I did go to UNCG for acting, the acting program. In college, there was a show that I was in where the director really wanted me to cry. And I tried every time to work myself up, but it just never happened. It's not natural. So, I mean, maybe one day I'll be able to unleash that. But like I said, I don't think crying is like the end all be all. You're a great actress. It's a fucking cheap shot, actually.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's the truth.
So you do acting, you're in a band, and then you
I was in a band.
So you were in a band when you were vocals, or do you play any other instruments?
I was like the female. Like there were like 2 vocal guys, me, and then there was a producer. But the 2 vocal guys were also like producers as well. And one of them like played instruments and stuff.
Okay, so mostly your talent is singing, voice.
Oh yes, yeah,
Okay.
vocals, lyricism. That's what they liked about me, my lyrics, because I'm
Because you write them down.
I'm pretty good.
Well, you write them down.
And they be
So-
having multiple meanings too. So like I can get like a line and have it have like 3 different meanings in it. And I'm like, that's
The entendres.
art, baby.
Right. So when you look at art, what do you like most about it?
Like all encompassing, passion. Yeah. Somebody who cares. And to see that somebody cared and put that piece together. You can easily like with money try and convey something as artistic, but once you see true art, it's something money can't buy, bro.
Not, yeah, you don't see
when
true
you
art,
experience,
you feel it and experience it, because true art isn't what you can see, it's what you can feel.
Yeah, the expression and everything.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, I see that painting. No, it's like you feel the painting.
Exactly.
You feel
what does it convey?
Yeah.
What's the message behind it? You know, versus just like, oh, this is cool.
This is a cool. Yeah, no. See, like whenever I think of stuff, a lot of people are like, oh, well, what? I feel it. I feel the music. I feel the movie. I feel whatever I'm watching or looking at. I feel it. That's what makes it different than someone who's actually just watching it because I'm passionate about art. Like I said earlier.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm all confused now. I had another question for you. What I was gonna say was, when did you first realize you were good at singing?
I always knew I was a singer.
Like at what age?
My mom told me at 3 years old, I told her that I wanted to be a movie star, a singer, and a model. And she just co-signed it. Like at 3.
Immediately.
I know, right? What a nutcase.
Yo,
what a nut.
That's cool because it usually takes you don't really know what you want to do at that age. You're 3.
At 3 years old.
You're
My
3.
sister's 3 and she can't even talk. Like, that's crazy to me. For real.
So then what happened? You just, how did you know you were singing at 3?
Well, I didn't really come into full consciousness of myself really until maybe right before I moved from New York. My earliest memories and stuff. I remember being in Charlotte. I was 5 years old. I was watching Sunny Patch Kids. Do you know that TV show that had the big mama spider, and then she had just a bunch of kids that were anyways, Sunny Patch.
The Cabbage Patch Kids or whatever? What is it called?
It wasn't Cabbage Patch. It was literally on Nickelodeon. I'll have to show you afterwards. The people who know, they know. But there was an episode where one of her kids was learning how to sing. She had a twin sister too. One sister could sing, the other one couldn't. So one had to learn how to sing. Mm-hmm. And through that learning how to sing on the TV, I was just oh, I'm going to sing that. So I still remember the little song, and I used to sing it in elementary school for my friends. And yeah, I don't know. I just always knew. I always knew that I wanted it because I always wanted to provide for my family.
It's you just know.
I was born to know. I do believe in reincarnation. So who knows what was really up? Maybe I'm all right, let's start. Let's bring that past life into this life.
So when you're working on your delivery and your tone and your cadence, what do you do to practice that?
Working on delivery, tone, and cadence. Well, I did take a lot of voice classes in college, which helped me a lot with learning how to breathe correctly. I had to relearn how to breathe, like weeks of just laying on the ground and making like like sounds and weird shit, like with a bunch of other people too. So it was very intimate and stuff. I learned about diction in high school through my musical theater professors. We had to learn, like, those exercises.
I love diction.
Me too.
Yeah, like a lot of people, it's overlooked. A lot of people can't really have a conversation.
Absolutely, especially in music too. Like,
that's what I was getting at about like freestyling. I feel like a lot of the freestyles are just basic words.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just what's the word? Again, no offense to freestyling, but it's a lot of recycled words.
Yeah, it's a lot of recycled words. They don't really have they don't have the proper jargon to use when it comes to like using the diction.
Like vocabulary.
Yeah, like they don't have the jargon.
Eminem was a big...
he uses big words.
He was a big inspiration for me. I loved listening to him as a child and even now, even though his music's different now.
It's because he's off drugs.
Yes, and good for him.
Yes, good for him.
Bad for music.
So and he uses a lot of big words, which is, I love it.
Yes, he does.
And then so does Immortal Technique, but he's also very political.
Yes.
But he does use like big words, and he like rhymes words that just like Eminem.
My uncles would listen to Immortal Technique. That's another like, I have a couple influences from just my childhood.
I was gonna ask you, like, who are your like biggest influences, but you just brought it out.
In regards to like me, like I said I was gonna be a musician performer ever since I was 3 years old. So I did have my mom's two brothers, and one of them was specifically and still is in the process of like doing music and stuff. So, but he was more of like a rapper. He can rap in Spanish and in English. Very cool.
That's cool.
So I kind of learned from him a little bit. Just the inspiration. Also, one of my mother's ex-boyfriends who turned into pretty much like my father figure and still is kind of who I turn to. He also like kind of manages me in a way a little bit, not in a sense where he's getting me gigs, but I know business because of him. Like I know because he was a businessman. How
does your work model look like? So what is your work model? So
what
do you do for like work? Is this something you do full time?
So I do have a day job in order to fund my career. I currently just am in the process of putting myself more out there. Last year was a very performance heavy year for me. I was traveling a lot throughout the state to perform. I was in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Charlotte, Gastonia. I was performing pretty much in every pocket as much as I could. And then I realized at the very end of the year that I had not dropped music that entire year. So that's why this year is I'm more focused on getting content and making more music. I just filmed a music video a couple weeks ago, my Moody music video. That'll be awesome. I partnered with my old colleague, AJ. She and this person that I know through a creative community here in North Carolina, her and Creative K, they co-choreographed the dancers for my music video. It's a dance heavy music video, so I'm very excited. It's gonna be different than like, what you typically get, 90s theme on the basketball court vibes. I like to be kind of like a for all ages type of artist, even though
you use profanity.
Even though I use profanity in some of my songs, and I be talking about other things, but for the most part, I mean the kids can get it. Like I was performing last Saturday at the Bridge, Charlotte, and I was doing a sound check, and there was like already like some people there, I guess, but there were like children there, like 3 kids, like their mom was there, but like there were like 3 kids there, and I'm performing and stuff. And later in the evening, I just see like the kids, and they're like waving at me, and I'm like, oh, hey. And then
were you conscious of your profanity?
More time had come by. There wasn't any profanity in the couple songs, I guess, except at the very end. But to be honest, have you seen the kids that are like 2-3 years old singing "Shake That Ass" for Drake, "Shake That Ass" for me? I mean, profanity don't mean shit, to be honest, with children.
I know how. Because I try to not use it. I try to like not use profanity, or profane language. I do see all of the like radical things on social media. It's like disturbing, and it's like
for sure
the things that kids ingest nowadays, and then like they digest that information.
They're no longer children.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. So yeah, I did notice that in most of your songs that I listen to, there's not that much profane language.
Only when there needs to be.
Right.
You know, like the
filler words.
Get
That's
on
really
this get on this dick, or what is it? Matter of fact, keep a strap so you can eat on this dick.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes. When I heard
you know what that means. Strap on.
Right. Yeah, I thought that one was like super funny.
Thank you. I love that line. That Moody is one of my go-to performing songs for sure. Because it just kind of leaves everybody like, what?
No, it's a good song.
Let me keep listening to what this crazy bitch has to say. Like, hold up. Did not expect that.
Who do you normally use for like your producing?
So it really
or like who have you worked with?
Who I've worked with is a different story because it really just varies. I'll work with anybody if it's good, but production wise, Gnarly Boys, and then they had me connected to someone that kind of like produces them as well. I'm pretty sure his name is Dose Productions, Dose Prod X, I think, on Instagram. So he made the beats for the EP Except for Science. And he also mixed and mastered that. So Dose. And then currently I'm working very closely with a producer from Chicago. His name is Strix. He is the one who produced Radical Lullaby for me.
Oh yeah, that was another song.
Radical Lullaby. That is my protest song for Palestine, Free Palestine. I just performed that for the first time also this past Saturday, and it was rockin'. So Strix, we have more stuff coming soon too. And then the only other person I can think of is Tello, Tello Beats. He sent me a beat pack last year, and one of the beats is now MIA. And I went to his studio, and we recorded together as well because he feels very connected to his work. So I had already recorded the song, and he heard it and he loved it, but he was like, "We can make it better. So come to me." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll go. I'll re-record it, and it sounds 10 times better." And it really is getting good feedback from like the people who know me. Because I made good music before, right? The Sola Show EP. It's good. It's varied. But the style that I'm currently in, I'm not sure if it's just because I'm feeling lover girl or what I'm listening to, all the layering and stuff, just more girly. I'm getting more feedback from people, and they're like, yeah, I really like this sound for you. Whether or not I'm going to stay in this sound, that's another story because...
Right. I mean, I like the sound. I think you should stay in it. But I mean...
Thank you.
A lot of people, I mean, comfortability is catastrophic. You know, the more comfortable you are, the more catastrophic it will become.
I don't think I can stick to one genre ever anyway.
Right.
It's just
it's best to grow.
Yeah.
It's always best to like get out of your comfort zone. Who are some people that you would like to work with?
Trippie Red is the biggest one for me. It used to be Ice Spice, but I feel like she's super mainstream now. But Ice Spice was one of them. Who else do I want to work with? I don't know why, but yeah, no, Trippie Red's like the only one I can think of because I'm trying so hard to manifest that one. So hard.
You'll get there.
I was listening to like, if
you see it, you can, if you see it, you believe it. So
yes.
It's like,
I was listening to the SoundCloud rappers, back when it was popular, 2016, 2017. Really loved XXX Tentacion. He literally lit a fire under my ass. I was like, no way. Such beautiful songs. And I'm like, dude, how is he me? I'm like, how does he feel the way that I feel? I'm like, I have to meet this man.
Right.
And then he died.
And then he died.
So next best thing is to fucking be trippy, huh? to me.
No, I feel that I'm not really into those type of that genre or whatever it is. I don't know it. I never really listened to like SoundCloud stuff. My friends would always try to like put me on to the SoundCloud stuff, but it was like I'm more of a obviously I still appreciate any form of art, but a lot I don't even like to say the word but. So that type of music, the engineering and the recording isn't up to par, obviously, because they don't have, they're making it
right.
But even when they make it, their audio still sounds like shit.
Who?
Just like Suicide Boys, you could hear like their engineering and it's like bad. It's not
Suicide Boys.
Like
I know
good.
one song by them. But
they're good, but it's just like you're there. You have the bread. Why not invest more into your production because it'll sound a little better? I get they have like the grunge type beat, but it's like at least make it sound good. So I mean, people are probably gonna hate them. Oh, you don't know anything about music, but it's like you get what I'm saying.
It's just a preference,
you get
and
what I'm saying.
there's varying preferences and such.
So most of your songs tell a story. What's your favorite story that you've told?
Ooh, let's think. Tomboy, I guess, has like a little story, I guess, to it. Sunrise also has a little story to it.
I did want to ask you about that song.
Okay.
So we're gonna let you finish the story, whatever story you have, and then we'll jump into Sunrise because I have some questions for you.
Honestly, we could just jump into it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's just jump into it because I mean, to be honest, all of my favorite stories are definitely from when I was working with the band that I am no longer a part of, and those songs no longer exist either. Because I had told you I had brought like my poetry specifically pre-written, never to a beat, brought it, put it on a beat. So that was a lot of me that I put in. And I also had like a lot of things to say just because COVID had just happened. I was still very bitter about what happened to me because of the schooling and no graduation, no trip to New York. I was still very bitter. So
vitriolic is a better word.
Vitriolic.
It's bitter.
So I had a lot to say when I was with the band and I was talking my shit. So that's unreleased or that's re-released and then taken back. So those are where like my favorite stories were. But Sunrise, what are your questions for Sunrise?
Yes, I mean, I'm not like trying to. I'm just trying to
please
know because I'm unbiased. I whatever you talk about, it's like. That's like when you can respect someone else's form of art, instead, because I'm not trying to like talk down.
No, please.
I'm just wondering. So in the very beginning of the song, it says, "Amen." Nah, I'm just playing. So why?
So that is actually just that's just like the, when like a producer is on a beat.
Oh, that's all it is? There's no meaning behind it?
Amen. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah, that's my ex-boyfriend.
I thought it was like, oh, she's... because I didn't want to really look too into it.
Oh, right. Like you thought it was like some...
Yeah, because also the reason why I asked is because on the album cover, you're dressed as a devil.
Oh, as a devil, right?
So that's why I was like...
She's like, what this bitch is in the Illuminati. No, I'm just a witch.
Yeah, see, I was like, yo, I don't want to get a spell put on me. Maybe it'll be a good spell.
Oh, yeah. I only for good. I don't do anything evil at all. At least unintentionally. I don't. Like, I whether or not my bad energy has made things happen, whether or not other people's bad energy has made things happen. I mean, everything. I mean, blowing your candles out on your birthday is witchcraft. Like, go read a book. Not you, but...
Yeah, no. I mean, I read books, but I don't have a nefarious bone in my body. So I am completely about pure intentions, good heart, positive energy. I'm always about that because it's like, if you're going to hate on someone and you want to tear down someone else, to that extent, you're still tearing down yourself. So I try to walk around with like the peace and positive and like all love.
Always trying to work. I'm always trying to learn about, morality, especially as we grow older in this hellscape that is the world. You learn more and more every day. Right.
Yeah, no, the world is getting crazier and crazier, and it's like, the older you get, and if you could like open your eyes and actually see and be woke to what is going on, you could actually see like the
evils of
the
this
evils
world,
and
bro.
like what's actually going on.
How we're being commercialized, how
Yeah, everything's commerce.
we're becoming literally zombies. We are on our phones constantly. We are addicted to them. We eat food that is poison. We allow it.
Not
we allow
we.
all of it.
Not we.
Not
them.
us. Right. Right. You guys suck. No, you guys are just uneducated, you know, and then you can try and educate people, that's very important for me. Educating people on the things that I know are very important to me. Like I actually am quite political, I guess, in that regard. Like, for instance, the Stanley Cup, right? There was a lot of like outrage and also just a lot of people focusing on that. The new Stanley Cup, partnering with Starbucks, you know, we're every person that got the Stanley Cup, like got like 3 Stanley Cups, they have no identity. They don't. Like, you have a lack of identity, which is why you go for these trending situations, because it makes you feel like you're a part of a community that is literally
They have FOMO.
communism, or not communism. Where are we? Capitalism.
Capitalism. Yeah, they have FOMO.
They're just like, oh my God, I want to be a part of that trend so that I can be part of something, because I live in America and we are a cesspool. So if you don't have a culture under your belt, you're kind of fucked. You're kind of just like up in arms with the internet. Like, you kind of are just there. That's your culture. Your culture is
social justice warriors.
I mean, I'm a social justice warrior in a sense.
Kind of. I mean, I don't really get that vibe, but
well,
you seem very like down to earth.
Well,
down
I'm
to Mars.
Down to Mars. No, I guess it just like I told you before the cameras were on. Like, currently, I'm boycotting a few companies: Starbucks, McDonald's, anything that is going towards the genocide in Palestine. I refuse. I'm also going to judge you if I see you doing that online, in person. I'm very strict about that. Like, I will go into the Target, see people at Starbucks and be like, ew, this is fucking gross, and keep walking. And I have nothing to say about that. People can have, if we're going to stand on shit, stand on shit. Like, there can't always be neutrality. No, neutrality cannot always work.
Yeah.
Pick a fucking side.
Yeah, black and white, no gray.
Pick a fucking side.
Yeah, black or white, no gray. It's either this or that. You can't be in the middle. There's no middle ground.
Because in the middle ground, then you kind of are just for that one side. By staying silent and complacent, you are then allowing the giants that are already in control to keep controlling. Mm-hmm. So why not just fucking take a stand? And that's where I'm political, because I'm just radical. Like, I'm an anarchist. Like, I'm a fucking, let's tear this shit down. And I don't care if I fucking die doing it. Because I've had people be like, Sam, like, you realize, like, what you're asking for is like crazy, right? Like, you know, we might not even survive it. Like, you know, we're protected under here. And I'm like, no, and it's wrong. It's wrong, and it shouldn't exist. And I don't care. I will die for it, because what do I have to lose anyways? I'm already at the like bottom tier of this freaking classist situation in America. It's poor people versus billionaires. The middle class is starting to not exist.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I always say that, and a lot of people are, oh, there's a middle. No, there's not. No, there's not.
Yeah, try to feel better. Try to make yourself feel a little better. I was always poor, so I don't care saying that I am, you know, and right. I don't care to say that there are no good billionaires. So what else is on the table?
So going back to the music,
yeah,
being that you are a woman in the music industry that is dominated by men, how do you think you have more of a advantage or disadvantage in elevation?
Disadvantage.
Why is that?
Because you find yourself being sexualized constantly, even when you're not asking for it. It's really hard for people to take you seriously as well. You know, I have people who see me and they don't think I have that high a caliber, I guess, of like, what's the word, talent, and I tend to surprise people
because people see things that what they appear to be and not for what they are.
Yeah, they see me, they see that I'm 5'3", they see that I'm polite, pretty young girl. Like, there's no way that she can make a movement. No, yeah, I can, and I am, and I will. But yeah, no, it's just really hard. Like, men don't have to think about, oh, I'm gonna go to the studio so I can work. All right, I'm gonna go to the studio and work, and this guy's not gonna hit on me. You know, feel me? It's not gonna hit on me the entire time. Or people. I've just realized that me as a woman, as Sola, I've had to deal with a lot of like that. Like and all women do in this industry. Like,
I mean, all women do, period.
Like, you know, and I'm like, unfortunately, I'm not going to sleep my way through the top. Like, I'm not going to do those things. I know it would be easier for me.
Commendable.
It would be way easier for me to just start popping it for everybody. But I just can't, and I won't.
No, when that's commendable. So
thanks.
If you hold yourself to a standard and you're dignified, it'll take a lot longer.
Yeah, it's just hard because it's kind of just like, oh, you don't wanna do anything with me. Well, then good luck trying to get work done, and it just sucks.
It really be like that, and it
just sucks.
And it's crazy because I've seen like even like I mean I don't know anybody off the name, like I can't name anybody,
right?
But like just seeing it where people just act differently towards women, it's just like whenever I work with a man or a woman, regardless, I treat them as equal persons. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like
you're big on the equality. I'm over here hating men, but good for you. No, I'm joking.
No, I mean, it's just like I think they're equality in the same of like humanity. I don't think they're equal in the same of like genetics, but obviously that's just like biology. But if I'm gonna interview a woman, or a woman or a man, I'm going to present myself in the same way that I would
both ways,
because it's not fair to you that you get special treatment. Like if you say something dumb on here, I'm still gonna call you out. You know, and if a man says something dumb, I'm gonna make him look stupid too. So it's not really more so about gender for me, because I feel like humanity is the same. It's this biology is different.
Yeah, everyone can be fucking dumb.
Right.
Right. Everyone's fucking stupid.
Most people are, and everybody's like puppets. So a lot of people lack knowledge, and a lot of people are ignorant to what's going on in the actual world. Yeah,
because of what we're showcased, you know, and it's really about what you ingest. Thankfully, like, you know, what I ingest has already been, you know, curated, because I mean, I've been on the internet for a long time.
I like that word,
curated for me. But if you're somebody who doesn't really use, like, if you're not really there, like actively reading, actively going through, reposting, liking, setting your algorithms up correctly, you just get bullshit when you're on TikTok or on Twitter. You just get shit that doesn't even matter, and you're just like, okay, whatever. But you could be on a side of TikTok and Twitter that is actually
beneficial
and educating you.
It's called X, by the way.
Fuck Elon Musk.
Yo, where does the name Sola come from?
Oh, okay. There's a few. there's a few things for that one. So I'll like I said, I like when things have multiple meanings. So my middle name is Soledad. So it is kind of like a shorter version of that. Sola. Then there's also Sola in regards to like sol, the sun, you know. I mean, I am an astrologer.
It also means alone in Spanish, doesn't it?
Yes. Sola, Sola means by herself. Soledad means alone, loneliness. So I've had this... I always thought I was cursed as a child, but now I love my name now. You know,
no, it's a cool name. I listened to it. I was like, Sola. I was actually looking at your I was looking at like the Apple Music, because I use Apple Music. I don't like Spotify, but I had you playing all day. You probably got all them plays.
I did get some plays.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it on repeat. I was trying to recite it, trying to learn it. So when I was looking at like your like the cover art and like your Apple Music, I was like actually reading like your little biography.
Thank you. I wrote that.
Yeah,
I've actually had somebody rip off my entire bio and kind of like just copy and paste their shit into it. It was fucking really weird.
I definitely did my research. I wanted to be prepared for this, and then I also saw your cover photo, the one that's with the purple lighting. You look like Selena.
Yeah.
And I was like,
baby.
she looks like Selena. And then I was like, she's probably Spanish or Mexican.
I'm Latina.
Latina. And I was like, she resembles her. And I bet she gets that a lot. Did you have any interest in her like growing up?
So my grandma definitely, my mom loved Selena. Selena died when my mom was 16, and she talked about how it was very hard for her. And then my grandma, because I was born with the knowledge of wanting to be a singer, my grandma's would kind of like, I just remember she would put Selena on the TV, have me looking at her, have me like singing her songs, one specific song, Como la Flor. And I would be singing, and I was like, okay, yes, I will be the next one, or I will be her, even though I couldn't speak Spanish, but neither could she, like, until like her teenage years. And I'm currently trying to pick up and learn. My Spanish is all right.
I think it would be cool if you made some Spanish music.
I do want to make Spanish music this year. I already got a couple Latin artists in Charlotte that, have been popping out, and yes, it's already in the works. So I would love to have a reggaeton song.
That would be cool. I like reggaeton.
Cool. A reggaeton. I like to dance to it and stuff. So
I don't think you would like to be like Selena fully, because
right,
her manager killed her.
Oh my God. And crazy, dude, right? I have a fear that I will be killed too. Like, I remember when I first started performing, I actually legitimately like was thinking like, man, I need to like perform with a bulletproof vest on, because someone's going to kill me.
50 Cent used to.
Someone's going to fucking kill me. I don't know. I'm like, I'm way too powerful. I'm like,
there was actually, now that you said that, it reminded me of this, like metal band, alternative rock. I don't know exactly what they are, but I don't know if you ever heard of them, Pantera. So they had a guitarist named Dimebag Darrell. He had they broken up with I don't know the full story, so they can correct me in the comments, but he had went to a different band called Damage Plan, and they killed him on stage.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And who even knows if that was like a sacrifice on their part? Who even knows? No, it's just some Marine dude
was pissed because he switched sides.
Oh. So it wasn't his band that killed him.
No, it was just like,
I don't know. It was like a fucking fan.
I feel like, exactly. Yeah, it was a fan, but exactly. I feel like everything is staged anyway. I mean, everything is staged anyway. We could get into that. We could do another podcast on the world.
I would love to.
Since this one's mostly about you.
Even though we've been talking about a lot of worldly things, but that's because it's
you.
Me.
Yeah, it's also you. Yeah, no.
I'm plugged in.
Yeah, and I love it. No, you're unplugged.
Yeah, I'm unplugged.
Not plugged in, because plugged in, you would be a sheep. And
Absolutely.
Do you have anything dropping soon? Are you working on anything currently?
Well, I just dropped MIA. That was like my big project in regards to recently.
Yeah, because I noticed you don't have a huge catalog.
Right. Quality over quantity.
That is 100% facts. So are you working on any big projects, any small projects? What do you have coming in the near future?
This
is 2024.
Right now, I have like a hella features. I did have more features out. They were on like Apple Music and Spotify, but then got taken down for some reasons. They're still on SoundCloud and stuff. People do want to work, and I do have like some unfinished songs in that regard. But no, I honestly I'm really just more focused on other things like visuals, things like this, the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, your face is your brand, so you kind of have to put your face out there in order for people to reach. A lot of people reach more on their Instagram with the bullshit they post rather than their music, and that's not really fans. I
try to push my music like all the time. I try to like showcase it, but yeah, no, Radical Lullaby came out in December. MIA came out in March. So I just started getting back to releasing and stuff. But more music with Strix, hopefully more music with Tello Beats, hopefully, and then just some new songs. Like me and Shay do have a song. We do have a song together.
Start calling him Shaby.
Shaby. I don't know him like that.
No, that's Shaby.
Shaby. That seems like a pet name, sir.
Yeah, he my boo.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
And we have a song that's in the works that still needs to be finished. But that would be really cool. That will be really cool. Yeah. So right now, I am in like a collaborative mode.
It's always good to work with people.
Yeah, I'm just like in a collaborative mode. I mean, I can make, like I said, it's got to hit me. It's really got to hit me. When the flow is there, the music is there. Because there have been times, like I said, I make a song in like an hour, or I've been working on a song for fucking weeks and it just won't come to, and it's just not the time, or I need to experience like more life. Like I realized,
Yeah, you're still young.
I realized that I was, last year, I was performing a lot, but if I wasn't performing, I was definitely in a situation where I had to be home all the time. And I was definitely in like a depressive situation, which I am no stranger to depression or anything of that sort because of just the way I grew up. So I was, there was no flow, and there was also no life living. Like
It's really hard to like capitulate thoughts when you're in a different state of mind. When you're like on a lower state of mind, it's a lot harder to pull your thoughts out and extrapolate them.
I like writing songs about people. Like right now I've been making like a lot of like, well, I did have MIA, which is,
Well, that's your biggest one. That's your most recent.
Yes, it's loosely based on like just the what I've been experiencing. I'm newly single, so I'm just like, whoa, like people, ideas of love again, like, just I'm being swept away with the emotion. Radical Lullaby, like I said, I was already in a place where I wasn't making any music. I started to be aware of what was going on in Palestine, and I realized I can't fucking make music until I make a song about Palestine. Like before anything, I am making a song about Palestine because it's the only thing that's on my mind. It's like the only thing I can think of. You kind of
have to, whatever's on your mind, you kind of have to write it down, transfer it onto the paper.
Exactly.
So rather than, because you did say quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So are you going to continually post and promote like singles? Are you going to work on any other albums or EPs? Because if you do want to make it to the point in your life where you want to move somebody, or you want someone to change the way they think and feel, and I don't really want to say act, but there are a lot of malleable people out there. So like, wouldn't you say more content and art would be better, regardless if it's not perfect?
No.
So everything you want to do is just so you would rather post slowly, than to post like a lot?
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah, for sure. I know plenty of artists that have hundreds of songs. No, you're good.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I know plenty of artists, hundreds of songs, same place as me. Can make a song, like 3 songs in a day.
Shaby.
And nothing. No,
Shit,
I love that about Shayland. And also, I have recently been putting myself in positions next to these people because I do need to work on getting more out.
Right. You could get, because that's the way I am with like my posting and like I don't like to call it content because I'm a filmmaker. I'm a cinematographer, went to film school, and I can't stress that enough. It's not content. I don't make content. I make movies. I make commercials. So anytime I'm like shooting something for like Instagram and like making my own commercial, whether it be for my own brand, for someone else's brand, something I'm getting paid for, I lack the motivation to post all the time and get my work out there. Maybe it's because I feel like it's not how I want it, even though it is. It's still it's a high quality content because I put everything into it. But it's like I'm the same way.
I mean, I like to be a part of things, so I'm always when I'm seeing opportunities pop up, I'm just like, let me do it. Like I walked for my first fashion show last year, and now I find myself more in that realm. Like, oh shit, models, fashion shows, lookbooks. Like, okay, this part is cool, And then I've done plenty of brand deals.
Right.
I kind of had like a TikTok blow up in like 2021. I'm pretty sure this was
TikTok about to get banned.
Yeah. I don't post on it anymore, but I did have a TikTok blow up, and that did get me a few brand deals. I got like free stuff.
Yeah, see, that's what I need to do. If I were to post more and post my brand more, which is me, my face, I would probably get more brand deals and people would probably reach out to me a lot more. But I'm kind of not really in a rush, you know, and that's probably like the same mentality that you have. It's like, I'm not in a rush. I'm patient. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So that's like kind of where I'm at as well. I do have hundreds. Like I have 150 YouTube videos that I could post like today.
Whoa, just like
full length.
waiting?
Full length, yeah.
Fully edited and stuff?
Fully edited.
That's crazy.
And then I have like 10 that aren't edited. Yeah, I have a bunch of like, yeah.
Another reason
so
why
I'm gonna flood the market.
Another reason why maybe I haven't been as productive as I'd like to be in the past couple of years is because I've actually been dealing with a lot in my personal life.
Yeah, once you have to like kind of balance your personal life and your business life, because if you're having issues with your personal life, I mean, I don't know what you're going through. Everybody goes through different things.
Literally last year, I literally had I had a span where I didn't have a place to live.
Been there.
Yet,
kinda. Not like that, but
so how this bitch is homeless and still performing, you do the math. But that means a bitch is passionate and a bitch puts her career first. So
yeah, and actually, when you did tell me you had a day job and you're like, yeah, I use that money to fund my passion.
Absolutely.
A lot of people make music to make money. You have to make money to make music. Or you have to make money to make the art. So a lot of the money that I make goes back into this. I don't care. Like I'll run my accounts dry. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck either.
Because
like I said,
at the end of the day, I will prosper. I want to make millions. That's I like.
Me too. I want to be
You know
big
what I mean?
too. I do.
So with me, that's the way I see it. Is you have to make money to film, not film to make money. And that's where a lot of people get it twisted, and then
and they fall out of love with their art and passions.
or they never really had it in the first place.
Absolutely. Very
So-
true. Yeah, no.
And as far as 2024, what are the goals you have by the end of the year?
What goals I have by the end? To blow the fuck up already.
How do you
Goddamn.
plan to achieve that? What are the steps you're going to take to blow up by the end of the year? And do you think you'll make it?
I'm focusing more on like promotional stuff. Learning how to promote more, learning or paying for promotion too, because that's something I haven't really delved into yet, or delved whatever into
I'm
yet.
the grammar Nazi.
Please correct me when you can. But yeah, my producer for Radical Lullaby, Strix, bringing it back to Strix again, we've been working closely together. He is somebody who, in a very short amount of time, went from like just being his solo artist self to now managing like multiple people. And not to say that he's managing me, but he's definitely like looking out for me. So just making the right connections and networking, learning from them, because he's got me on like this past month he pitched like a couple of my songs to like 200 playlisters, like, and he did that out of just pure love, like
Right.
to just for me. So I'm just like, okay, yeah. Like, so now like I'm getting like, literally I've been watching at like my monthly listeners go up these past couple weeks. He's like, happy birthday.
And that's good.
He's like, happy birthday. Here are a couple playlists
You
you're
always want
on.
to go up, never down.
But there have been periods where I've been at like just 11 monthly listeners, you know, and I'm just
it's
like,
the worst.
I'm here. I'm
But
not
I mean,
crying about it though, because when
no.
I hit the stage, I could take your bitch. No, I'm joking, but it's true. Like
Well, it's different because like a lot of people really complain and aren't grateful for the few people that watch them. Even if 5 people watch this, I'd be like, okay, if 5 people were in here, that's a lot of people.
And I
don't
love
want
them.
5 people in here watching me. That's crazy, you know? So it's like I'm grateful for every single view and fan that I have.
Every little bit of support. And that's the thing about me. I do feel like I make lifelong supporters, lifelong
how it has to
friends,
be.
lifelong like connections like that. I
Well,
don't.
you have a lifelong supporter here because I love your music.
Hey, thank you, man.
So, but that's how
Thank
it has to be.
you.
You kind of have to be personable. You have to
Absolutely.
be like dignified. You have to carry yourself in a way where people are like, you know, I like that. There's also people that are going to be like, I don't like that.
Oh yeah. And to my haters, I love you too.
Right.
Because I got plenty of haters, watchers. I got you. I know.
Those are the real fans.
I see you. Yeah, I know.
Those are the real fans. So, where can we find like your music?
On all platforms.
All platforms.
All platforms.
So is it Sola across the board?
Yes, but I would recommend looking up the Sola Show EP. That'll help you find me faster.
Yeah, I did when I was looking for you like earlier, and I was like Sola. Like, okay, I have to write Sola Science, and then you came up.
Yeah. I'm like Sola and then my song. Or like I said, if you look up the Sola Show EP, that should take you to my profile real quick.
Okay. And my last question to you.
Oh man, already?
Already,
What?
yes, already. We've actually been going on for like an hour and a half.
Jesus Christ.
It's like an hour and like 10 minutes.
Okay.
But nonetheless, what would you say the top looks like for you?
The top?
Yeah, like when you're like completely, I mean, obviously we're gonna never be satisfied.
Let's talk for real.
Yeah. What do you feel like?
The top is when I'm able to make a difference in the things that I believe in. So being like, I want to be like a philanthropist even. Like, one of my dreams is to have bird sanctuaries. I want my first one to be in like Latin America, South America, because, you know, those exotic ass birds need protection from, you know, being sold and killed off and all these types of things. So yeah, I'll probably never be a billionaire because I'm probably going to be too busy using my money to fund things like cleaning the ocean, like forest fires, things like that. The top to me will be when I can make a difference in the world, not when I have $1 million, not when I have 10 cars, not when I'm dripped the fuck out everywhere I go. I don't give a fuck about those things at all, because when people see me doing my part, they're going to want to do their part. You know, like, you know what?
That's a fact.
You know what? It's like, you know what? Maybe this is more important than trying to have Balenciaga. Maybe this is more important than, you know, being better than everyone else.
Right.
Like, I don't care about that. So, yeah.
Love it. I love it. Well, Sola, it's been a pleasure. And once again, I appreciate you for letting me into your home. Go ahead and just shout yourself out one last time, and
all right,
we will conclude today's episode.
Okay. Well, shit. I hope I did a good job.
You were amazing.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm Sola. Check me out on all platforms. My Instagram is SOLALALEDAD, Sola Yeah, check my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Threads, if you're into that, on Instagram.
It's not Twitter, it's called X.
Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck all the billionaires. You too, Taylor Swift. You're not fucking. We'll have to have another podcast where we talk.
We're definitely going to have a part 2 because I feel like there's a lot more to talk about because we are
So
definitely
much.
in tune with the real world. So
much.
That will conclude today's episode. And thank you guys once again for checking out the Bean Dip, where Bean dips into the minds of those aspiring to be great. If you wish to have someone that you admire on here or someone that you would like to see me interview, I can get a hold of anybody. I promise you I could get a hold of anybody. So stay tuned and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye-bye. Sola out.